Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Sam.
Have a seat. Make yourself at home.
Thank you.
Jim, there just isn't an easy way to say this. I'm afraid we can't increase your loan.
Oh. Well, how come? Do you figure I'm not good for it, or?
Oh, Jim, it's not you. It's the state of the dairy industry.
Well, you're as good as putting me out of business.
Jim, the per capita use of milk in this country has been dropping steadily. People just aren't drinking as much milk.
I know, but that trend is reversing. The latest figures show it. People need milk.
I certainly hope you're right. Meanwhile, the number of dairy farms continues to go down. In 1960, there were over 3 times as many as there are today.
But the size of the average herd has doubled.
That just means that the small dairy farmer like you is going out of style.
Those national figures aren't me. I run a good farm, I've got a good herd, and I'm just this side of making a good profit.
Look, Jim, first, you're already borrowed up to the hilt on your assets. Secondly, 2 small dairy farmers near here quit last year, and this bank got burned by both. Jim, I'm sorry. We just can't do it.
Well, this country may not be drinking the milk it should, but people are realizing it. You're going to see milk consumption back where it should be.
Jim, I'm really sorry.
What do you think would happen, not only to the health of this nation, but to its economy, if milk were suddenly shut off? What if all the farmers around here couldn't produce milk anymore, and those 2 dairies in town had to go out of business? Where would your bank be then?
Now, a word of editorial comment. A recent National Nutrition Survey showed widespread deficiencies in the consumption of a number of important nutrients.
Listen to this, Evelyn.
Vitamin A, riboflavin, vitamin C, and iron. And a recent government study showed that 1/4 of American families fail to get the recommended daily allowance of calcium in their diets. The conclusion is inescapable. We need more milk and milk products in the American diet to supply 3 of the 5 nutrients most often missing: calcium, riboflavin, and vitamin A.
Did you hear that, Evelyn? People do need more milk.
They need more liver, too, Stanley.
Why liver?
Liver has so many good things in it. Iron and vitamins.
Oh, Evelyn, who'd care if suddenly there wasn't any more liver?
Oh, I don't think we could live without our livers, Stanley.
Oh, Evelyn, go to bed.
Hi, Daddy.
Carol, how long have you been drinking milk?
Oh, about 2 seconds.
No, what I mean is, when did you start drinking milk?
It's been so long I can't remember.
No. Carol, do you think we could get along without milk?
Hey, that's an idea.
What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if we didn't have any milk?
I don't know. Maybe we'd have to get into wine.
Carol, I'm serious.
Never get serious before bedtime, Daddy. It causes nightmares. Night.
Good night. It's happened. It's really happened. They've turned off milk. There's no more milk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to tell you why we're here. It's this sudden disappearance of all milk. I've just heard from the FBI. They've been unable to establish any evidence of sabotage. What about the Agriculture Department?
No, Mr. President. We haven't been able to find any reason for it.
How important is milk?
Well, most scientists have always agreed that milk is one of nature's most nutritious foods. Milk and milk products provide more than 3/4 of all the calcium in the U.S. diet. And about 40% of the riboflavin supply is also concentrated in milk and milk products.
What does riboflavin do?
Riboflavin is known as vitamin B2. Now, it's involved in both the energy and protein metabolism. It functions as a coenzyme.
Don't confuse me with facts. Just tell me what it does.
Riboflavin helps convert sources of food energy into chemical energy for the body to use.
Thank you.
Now, in addition to those two nutrients, milk products also supply in our national diet about 13% of the vitamin A value, 20% of the vitamin B12, 10% of vitamin B6, 9% of vitamin B1, 22% of magnesium, and milk is also an excellent source of high-quality bodybuilding protein and provides about 1/5 of the protein in our national diet. Now, in addition to all of this, milk has also become an important source of vitamin D through fortification.
Is there a replacement for milk?
At the present time, there is nothing for the population as a whole that contains the combination of nutrients and the quantity and quality that milk has.
What about the economy?
Mr. President, dairy products contribute substantially to the gross national product, about $14 billion worth. Now, not only will this loss have a shattering impact on our economy, but it will also seriously affect the baking, candy, convenience food, and canned soup industries. You see, they all rely heavily on milk products.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse me.
You seem to have a problem.
Who are you? How did you get in here?
Permit me to introduce myself. Timothy T. Tinker, sir.
Just what are you doing in here?
Having been stunted since youth by a lack of the many fine nutrients milk contains, I'm a man who appreciates milk. I'm here to help.
How could you help?
Well, now, straight lines may be shorter, but not always faster. Let's start with a short course in milk appreciation.
Who are you? See? You don't know me. I'm vitamin A, and I'm so misunderstood and repeatedly underconsumed. Do you realize that without me, people will become so night blind that everybody will have to stay home nights?
I find that hard to believe.
Well, then let me tell you about the children of Denmark during World War I. Denmark was exporting so much butter to England that its children were being raised on skim milk that wasn't fortified with vitamin A the way it is in your country. In a very short time, they developed xerophthalmia. That's why today, any milk with butter fat removed is fortified with vitamin A.
What's xero, whatever you said?
The tear glands fail to function. Surface tissues in the eye dry out. Severe damage can result. That's why a lot of Danish children became blind. Now, when whole milk with vitamin A was restored, the eye disease was brought under control.
In this country, we'll have everybody eat vegetables.
People need the vitamin A from vegetables, too, in addition to what they get from milk. And I just know that without milk, people will never get enough vegetables, the right kind of vegetables, to give them enough vitamin A.
I don't understand vitamin A.
Nobody really does. Man is still puzzled by how I assist growth. But there's no question that I do. That I have a part in the development of good bone. And vitamin A is also needed for the maintenance and functioning of the epithelial membranes of the body.
The what?
The skin and the linings of various body passages and cavities, like the nose and the mouth. Let me demonstrate with this beautiful young thing. Vitamin A deficiency is likely to begin with dry, rough, itching skin. Eruptive lesions may appear at the hair follicles. They may also appear at the backs of the upper arms. Would you believe there are Americans in economically depressed areas whose diets fall as much as 50% below the recommended allowances for vitamin A activity? How do you account for that, Mr. President?
I don't know.
Excuse me, dear, but liver can supply all the vitamin A people need.
Liver?
That's right.
But getting people to eat liver is, well, almost impossible. Yes, I'd say almost impossible.
I just thought I'd mention it.
I can see that you have a problem without milk. You're in the same boat with riboflavin.
No. In the same glass of milk.
Hi there.
Good heavens. Which one are you?
One of the B-complex vitamins. Vitamin B2. Known to nutritionists as riboflavin.
And without you, what disease do people get?
Are you ready for this? A riboflavinosis. But don't tax your mental structure, Prez. It takes long, continued, drastic shortages of vitamin B2 to bring that on. Flash! Get enough riboflavin and live a longer life. An extended period of adult efficiency. That's what I can do for you. What can you do for me?
How can we get enough riboflavin without milk?
Step right over here. Eat all this every day. That'll do it.
No milk?
No milk. However, just 2 glasses of milk a day will give adults at least half the riboflavin they need. And if children under 10 drink 3 glasses of milk a day, they'll get all the riboflavin they need.
Liver can supply all the riboflavin you need. Don't be catty. It's true.
Of course it's true. But where will you get all the liver? Remember, one cow produces thousands of pounds of milk a year, but only a few pounds of liver. And to get the liver, you gotta kill the cow. You know who doesn't get enough riboflavin? Women and girls. Probably because they avoid dairy products.
Why do they avoid dairy products?
Because once upon a time, someone spread throughout the land an infamous story that milk had too many calories. But when you add up the nutrients per calorie in milk and compare it, for example, to the empty calories in candy, you're much better off drinking milk. Let me show you some wholesome beauties whose diet includes the right amount of milk. This young lady is 14 years old, 5 feet 3 inches, and weighs 105 pounds. The bodies of teenagers desperately need the riboflavin and calcium, along with the other goodies in milk. So she drinks 4 glasses a day. Smart girl. Her total diet is about 2,300 calories a day and includes a balanced selection of meat, fruit, vegetables, breads, and cereals. 22 years old, 5 feet 7, and 120 well-distributed pounds. Now here we have a diet of 2,000 calories a day that includes 2 glasses of milk. And notice that she also gets exercise. Very important to the total picture. Very. 24 years old, 5 feet 6, and weight rising, as you can see. Because she's pregnant, she should take in more nutrients. Especially calcium, because do you know who's going to get what calcium it needs? The baby. Even if it uses the calcium in the mother's skeleton. It was easy for this one, though, because she already had a good diet. She just took a cup of greens and a glass of milk more each day. Now, I ask you, Press, did those women look overweight?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, how milk is maligned and misunderstood. It is really not high in calories compared to the protein and other nutrients it gives. And if you like sweets, how about a milkshake for getting some of your milk equivalent?
But we have no milk. How can we get it back?
That's your problem, Mr. President. Me? I've got to get back to work.
Don't just stand there. Help me out of here.
I am calcium. This is phosphorus.
How do you do? Now, can't you please help me out of here?
I and my friend have a big part in the growth of bones, protecting the strength and hardness of bones and teeth.
Would you mind giving me a hand?
Would you like to see what makes a bone? We start with a framework of protein we call the organic matrix.
Protein? Did you say protein?
I had that honor.
You mean that protein has something to do with building bone, too?
My dear friend, protein performs many important functions. You see, the vitamins, minerals, and proteins in your body are a closely knit family, all working together. Like any good family, we depend on each other.
It's not just the quantity of protein that counts, but the quality, too. Let me show you. There are 22 amino acids that in all kinds of combinations make up protein. These 8 are the essential ones, see? And guess what? All 8 of these amino acids are in milk.
I might have known.
Milk has a very high-quality animal protein. To get back to my story, bone starts with a matrix that is a framework of protein. Then calcium phosphates are carried by the blood to this matrix, and presto, you have your average bone or tooth or what have you. Now, I wouldn't want you to think that I, calcium alone, am responsible for the growth of bone. I've already referred to my friend phosphorus. I would also like to thank magnesium and vitamin D for the contributions they make to bone growth. And to all the other fine vitamins and minerals who contribute to my success. However, I must say that without me, there would be no bone. And without milk, Mr. President, there isn't enough calcium.
Believe me, I'm working on that problem. I'm working on it. I realize how important you are. I really do.
I also promote normal action of the heart muscle to maintain a rhythmic beat. I've got rhythm.
Excellent, excellent. But does anybody have a sharp knife?
I am also needed in the body for the clotting of blood, to control the passage of fluid through cell walls, and for the action of certain enzymes.
I'm an indispensable part of all body cells and concerned with just about all metabolic processes. Calcium and I work together with vitamin D.
When your intake of calcium is down and the calcium level in your blood is low, the blood takes calcium from the bones. Then when the bones become porous, fragile, and susceptible to breaking, we have osteoporosis.
Please, I know. It affects older people.
Especially women when they've had a poor diet over many years. In this country, it is estimated that about 30% of the people over 65 suffer from osteoporosis. In many cases, it not only could have been, but can even now be alleviated by drinking enough milk. You are responsible for turning off our best hope. Milk.
Listen, not me. I drink milk.
This at a time when the population is already below recommended levels of calcium intake. Do you know how much milk adults and growing boys and girls need?
I just saw the diets of some healthy girls.
Then let me show you some healthy boys. This lad is 10 years old, 4 feet 7, weighs 72 pounds. At this age, he only needs 3 glasses of milk a day. Naturally, he balances this with a proper diet of meats, fruit, vegetables, bread, and cereals. By the time a boy is in his teens, he needs 4 glasses of milk a day. It not only supplies badly needed calcium and riboflavin, but a good share of high-quality protein he needs. Here's a young man, 22, 6 feet 2, 185 pounds. As an adult, his milk needs are about 2 glasses a day. 1 glass gives an adult about 1/3 of his daily calcium requirement. Notice that he continues to exercise. But the need for calcium will always be there. And the best, the easiest way to get it is with milk.
Liver has great quantities of iron.
Get out of my segment. Liver hardly has any calcium.
No, but iron is another mineral people neglect.
Let Iron put on his own demonstration. This is my time.
How'd you like a mouthful of knuckles? Without iron, how are people going to build red blood cells?
Boys, don't fight. Just get me out of here.
He seems like an all right guy. Why don't we get him out of there?
He's responsible for turning off milk.
Then let him stay there. I'm going to go find me some good red meat, some cereal products, and some vegetables. All of them have iron.
I'll go along. Lean meat is a great source of phosphorus.
Where can I go? There's a big difference between milk and secondary sources of calcium. You'd have to eat 5 oranges to get as much calcium as 1 glass of milk has. 15 servings of green peas.
Then what are we going to do without milk?
You have a problem.
Help! 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 Anyone!
Hey there, how you doing?
Get me out of here.
Now that you're out, has your problem gotten any better?
I'm so thoroughly confused with vitamins and minerals and diets. I really don't know where I am. How can anyone remember all that? The only thing I'm sure of is that without milk, the country, and I mean the entire country, has a diet problem.
The proper diet, my friend, is simple. Moderation and selectivity are the keys. Don't eat too much of anything, but eat enough of everything. Put down 2 to 4 glasses of milk a day according to age. Cheese, ice cream, and other milk products will give some of it to you. 2 servings of meat, fish, and poultry a day, or dry beans, peas, and nuts. 4 servings of vegetables and fruits. 4 servings of enriched or whole grain breads and cereals. This will build a promising path to a long and healthy life.
But what about me? I'm overweight.
You certainly are.
What should I cut out?
Nothing. Cut down, chubby. Don't cut out. Your first mistake was letting yourself get fat.
But I was young and I didn't know any better.
Lower your intake, step up your exercise, and get rid of some of that fat. Fasting or crash diets will lose weight, but also your health. And you'll probably put the weight right back anyway.
Where can I find a sensible diet?
How can you miss them? The local Dairy Council or Dietetic Association has nutritionists and dietitians who specialize in diets. Or how about your doctor? Eat right and watch the world brighten.
Right now, my problem is to get back into the world. You got me here. How do I get back?
I'm not sure you're ready. Let's ask the jury.
Jury? What jury?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's your verdict? Should we let this erring human return to his native habitat?
I don't think he really understands me.
He doesn't act sincere.
I believe he still thinks he can get all the calcium he needs from vegetables.
Definitely no.
Let him eat cake.
He doesn't seem such a bad man. Why don't we let him go?
The verdict It's 5-1 against you.
No! Please, let me out of here. Please, please let me go back. Let me out of here. Please, let me go back. Please.
Stanley?
Please.
Stanley?
Please.
Stanley, wake up.
Go away, Evelyn. I don't need any liver.
Stanley, what are you talking about? Stanley, is there something wrong?
Not now, honey. Not now, but there's something I've got to do right away.
Hello?
Jim? Stanley Mason. I hope I didn't get you out of bed. Good, Jim. Listen, the bank is going to grant your loan increase.
Are you awake?
I'm more wide awake than I was ever before in my life.
Well, thank you very much. That's great.
Jim, you were absolutely right. We'd be in one terrible fix if there weren't any milk. We need you.
Well, thank you, and thanks for calling. Wow. I wonder what kind of a nightmare he had.